Well, I guess it's time to get things started. So, for me, when I had the idea of making a topic discussion video on the Muppet movie, up until I've actually started recording this right now, I've had doubts that I probably shouldn't do this. To me, this is one of those movies that I cherish the most, which is why it's like this movie has a magic all of its own. From when you first hear you instantly know where it's going, and you know it's going to be a fun ride. Now, I was actually born like a month and a half, I think, after this debuted in the movie theaters. Uh, so for those who don't know the main storyline plot behind the Muppet movie, Kermit is showing off in a private viewing for the Muppet movie. But we're watching the Muppet movie. So we're watching the Muppets watching the Muppet movie. So in which case, Kermit's invited his friends and everyone who's helped out making this movie, which is more or less all the Muppet cast and characters that you can think of. So I do want to be honest here about this one thing. If I ever got around to making a feature film, I would want to do what Kermit does here and invite everyone who was involved and helped out to see the first showing of it. That's the way I would be. But this is this is a version of how the Muppets got together. So, living quietly in a swamp, Kermit the Frog is approached by a Hollywood agent to audition for a chance of a lifetime, make millions of people happy. So, Kermit takes his chance to make his big break as he makes a journey to Hollywood. Along the way, he comes across several new friends, including Fozzie the Bear, Miss Piggy, the Great Gonzo. But Kermit must also watch out for the ruthless Doc Hopper, who wants to use him as a spokesperson for his frog legs food chain. Now, this movie had lots of celebrity guests in it, which only a few were important plot wise. And others, I question why they even had them there. Because if I try to look at the guest cast right now, gonna bring up the image here. There's an image from one of the Muppet movie posters that has all the guest stars on the background. So 6 of them. I recognize 6 of them, and know 6 of them. Bob Hope, Mel Brooks, George Wells, I think, or Orson Welles. Yeah. Steve Martin, Dom DeLuise, Richard Pryor. That's about all I know as far as these celebrity guests that they included in the Muppet movie. Like I said, I find something to be weird to what's the point? As far as like some of the other celebrities as well. Because, hey, Richard Pryor, he's here to give away balloons. Bob Hope, he gives away ice cream. Wouldn't it have been a little more funnier to have him be like somebody who helps Fozzie Bear with his comedy acts? And Mel Brooks is kind of crazy with his character. I mean, we know that the Muppet movie is dated and can be campy, but in a way it's can also be peaceful and calming and just outright a joy to watch. It kind of gives you hope. The songs that I enjoy the most from this movie is the Rainbow Connection and I'm going to go back there someday. And you might want to also put down like the Rainbow Connection in the finale part as well. And of course, the Moving Right Along song is a fun one right there because it's like a traveling song when you're driving somewhere. When I say the charm and magic of the Muppet movie, I don't just mean the performances, but I mean everything involved, from the camera angles to the music. There's a lot put into this, from the puppeteers themselves to the music that was orchestrated for it, to the music writers. Everyone wanted to make sure that this worked and wanted this to be a great movie. And from the director to Jim Henson to even the other talent behind the scenes. As much success as this movie is because of people going to see it and loving it, it's nothing without the people who made it possible, especially the creative mind of Jim Henson. I mean, I've watched this movie throughout my childhood and growing up, and I loved it. Even with its odd spots here and there, even just trying to talk about this movie, it was difficult when you try to explain it to somebody who hasn't even seen the Muppet movie. I mean, all I can say overall is the Muppet movie is a fun watch. You can get its charm just by the opening with Kermit in the swamp just singing the Rainbow Connection. And of course, there's a lot of magic in this movie. Magic with how they did some of these things, like Kermit on the bicycle, to the Muppets actually moving with their feet. It's a lot of puppetry magic and stuff that I don't know. The Muppets themselves have been a source for much joy and happiness, and have helped others just explore what they want to. They've helped the dreamers live their dreams. Because even in the scene with Kermit in the swamp, saying millions of people happy, I think that's something that a lot of people would like. To make millions of people happy. I know I would. To be able to find some way to bring happiness to so many people. To be entertaining, to be funny. I mean, every time when I try to think of something to come up with a good idea, I can't exactly pull the trigger on it for some one reason or another. Whether it's budget reasons or tech reasons. But it doesn't mean it's not still there. The hope, the dreams, the magic just waiting to happen. The creativity that this movie did open up the doors for many people to want to dream and create their own stuff. But this is just my point of view. I mean, everyone's got their own favorite story, memory of the Muppet movie, probably. I mean, if you want to, go and share your favorite moments, memories, history of the Muppet movie down below. To me, this was the hardest video to put together. I love the Muppet movie. To me, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Which is why the next video I said I was going to do for the Superman is probably going to be another one of those hard ones, because that's another one of my favorite movies of all time as well. But if I'm lucky, I'll get through it and get started on it at some point.